I genuinely believe no matter where you are and the position that you are in society, if you keep trying, keep going, keep persisting, keep pushing forward, I genuinely believe that those people will always do better, and they'll end up better in the long run. And we have to remember that. So you might be thinking, oh well, this guy grew up in Canada, and it was easy life there. Everything was given to him, all of that kind of stuff. And yeah, that might be true, right? Like I'm a professor in a business school now in Florida, and it might be absolutely true that everything is given to me, but that doesn't preclude other people from actually doing that, of getting up and getting going and trying something. And so I know people listen to this podcast or can get access to it from all over the world. So if you are in uh, Bangladesh and you're in the slums of Bangladesh in some street corner, and if you're listening to this, you can keep moving up, right? You might not become a business professor in Florida. However, if you just keep pushing forward and trying and going, taking one more step, and you can work your way up within Bangladesh, and you can do well, right? And let's say you are one of these people, um, that they work their way up for 10 years, and somebody comes and robs them, right? Like you're in Bangladesh and somebody comes and robs you, takes all your money because you didn't have access to a banking system, or you thought that it was in a safe spot. Um, and then all of your money for the last 10 years that you saved up, you did that sort of incremental thing. You did all of that, and it was all gone. It would be devastating. It would be absolutely devastating. But the people that can pick themselves up from that and say, screw you, I'm going to keep going, I'm going to keep pushing forward, um, those are the people that are actually going to mount something and do something. And they're going to get pushed down, they're going to get beat up, all of that kind of stuff. And people are nasty, they're jerks, they're genuinely, there's a lot of not nice people out there that are going to do all sorts of stuff to you. But you get up, you get going, you smile, and you get back on the game again. You keep going, you get back on that saddle, and you just keep going, taking one more step, push forward, keep going. And, by doing that, you slowly, incrementally can move your way up and get forward and do something. It's honestly what it is, day in and day out, just getting up and getting going, getting up and getting going. And it's a slog, it's boring, it's tedious, it's awful. Everybody else is looking at you like, what the heck, you're crazy. And that's true. That's one of the hardest things, is everybody looks at you like you're crazy when you're doing that. They will. They just do. And then eventually you just have to sort of be like, oh, whatever. I'm a crazy person. And you just keep going, right? You take that step, and you just keep going. Everybody thinks you're crazy, you're stupid. Like, who is this fool? You just keep going, and you keep going. And, you're going to get something will blow out on your body. It always does. We're just people, right? Like I don't know, maybe you'll hurt your hip, you'll hurt your shoulder, you'll have a mental breakdown, all of those kind of things. It always does. All that kind of stuff happens. But if you get up, you work through it, right? You take those steps to work through it. You get up and you go again. And you get up and you go again, and you figure it out. You figure out what is the next thing that's good for you, and you just keep going. Um, you might be with a group of people, and you turn out and you realize, like, man, that's not the people that I want to be around. They're not what I represent. All of those kind of things. Well, you get up, you get going. You turn it around. You say, hey, wait a minute. I ain't gonna do this. I'm not gonna be part of what they represent. And then you find out, you figure it out. There's going to be some lonely moments in your life for maybe a year, maybe 2 years, but then you figure it out, and you keep going. And I think that is what we need to sort of focus on is not the sort of hero story and like, man, that person is so successful and all of that kind of stuff. We need to focus on somebody actually sort of leveling up and trying and doing this every year, right? Like that is the you want to look at. Um, I would bet money on as a predictor of people actually doing well if instead of looking at their current level that they're at, you look at the delta between where they are and where they were a few years ago, and you look at it in every domain. I would put more money on that delta, that difference between where they are now and where they were a few years ago, and just you look at what's going on there and you keep pushing forward with that. It's that change, it's that ability to keep going and taking those steps that matters. And you get pushed back and you get up and you get going. You get pushed back, you get up and you get going. You just keep doing that day in and day out, nonstop. And once that happens, you get used to that. Good things happen. You know what? That delta, that difference between where you are now and where you were before is different for everybody. It's going to be different for um, a lot of people. And sometimes it might be even negative. You'll be set back. And a lot of times that will happen. You'll be set back. You'll be in a worse position, right? Going to graduate school, being a researcher, man, you're going to be set back um, in many ways. That are sort of explicit. But you get up, you get going, right? You just keep going. You look at that that desire, that push, and you just take those steps. That's it. No matter what, smiling and loving life along the way, being happy for who you are, and that person that steals from you, screw them, right? Like that steals. It doesn't matter what they steal, whether they steal all your money in Bangladesh or they steal your desire, your hopes, and all that kind of stuff. Screw them, right? Like just keep going, take those steps, and smile and love life along the way. And it's hard. Like that's the hard part. I struggle with that, but I try. I keep going, and I hope you do too. All right, take care and have a wonderful day.